Hello, hello. Welcome back to the bog. I'm Willow, and I'll be your guiding light. Today, we'll be diving back into Menace, picking up where we left off after a successful deployment. Last time, we got introduced to Hayflick, our advisor and tutorial agent, and the TCRN Impetus, our poor, battered spaceship that took us to where we find ourselves now, the way back. After some time exploring the base mechanics of the game, we kicked off our first tactical deployment, dealing with a nasty alien bug infestation. With that, let's get into our second deployment of this mission. Alright, quick update and note. As Menace is recently released, we're getting various hot fixes and minor patches as time goes on, and so these may have a minor effect on the campaign as we go. I'm still pretty early on, so most of the notes seem to apply to things that I have no idea what they are, and I'm trying to keep my spoilers low. So if something seems different than a previous episode, the game is being updated quite often right now. We've now got two choices of missions. We've got contain migration or collect samples. And this looks like we had our first mission where we only had one choice, and the last mission's only going to have one choice. But we get two choices here, and I'm guessing this matters for whether or not my current setup is better or worse at different types of missions, if I think I'm better at doing the star objectives, or if the rewards are something I care about. So we've got the contained migration. The Xenos are gathering to move their nests to a nearby sector that has not been suffering from them yet. Our force has to contain their migration and make sure they stay right where they are. We have to stop them from entering a zone for 10 rounds. If they're inside for too long, we fail. This one only seems to have 4 objectives. We've seen complete the mission without losing a squad or vehicle before. That seems like it might be a pretty consistent one. Try not to have people die. And then keep control over the objective above different percentages. This mission seems we have one goal, it's all we care about, we do it, there's no trying to do separate little side things like we were doing last time. What's the reward? Xeno Delicatessens? Delicatessens? Ooh, if you know how to pronounce that word, let me know, because that is one I do not know. If forced to move above ground, alien migrations will bring their children with them, albeit in the safe form of unhatched eggs. Collecting these could fetch quite a premium on the black market. Apparently they are quite the delicatessen to those who can afford them. Upon completion, gain alien eggs trading goods. Alright, so we can steal their children for money. I mean, is that better or worse than killing all of them? Who knows? That's up to you. This seems like a very basic mission. Do one job, don't think about anything else, and you get money as a reward. Sick. Collect samples. In order to create an effective chemical agent that targets the pests, we need to collect samples from some extraordinary specimens. We've tagged a group of crucial critters, crucial critters, from which we need samples. Hunt them down and bring back the samples so the agent can be synthesized. Exfiltrate after all samples are collected. So this is where we get missions. We're not actually trying to complete the whole. We don't have a single objective. We have to get out afterwards. That is classic, but new for us in this one. And this seems to be kill 3 specific enemies, get everyone to the evac zone. I will say missions like these can be really hit or miss in this genre of games. Sometimes I really like them, and they make you take risks and do things you wouldn't do normally. But sometimes the reinforcements can be overpaced or show up in ways that are really frustrating. The one that always gets me is reinforcements that show up and can attack on the turn they arrive, because nothing hurts more than having your squad get wiped because something showed up behind you and shot somebody. And then we've got our classic reappearing one, don't lose anybody, and then complete the mission within 14 rounds. That's another one that's just going to keep us moving. The rewards for this: biological sampling. In the Wayback, each Xeno colony is different from the next. However, securing samples from this particular tribe can help Sage develop methods to better defeat them. Upon completion, increase damage of all weapons against aliens by 15% for the rest of this operation. Okay, so that's really cool if we were struggling with the mission or we were afraid of the last one. I'm just gonna assume that I'm not gonna struggle too much with the first mission of the game. And if I'm wrong about that, I guess I'll just die. Uh, so we're gonna go with contain migration. Before we get started in that, I do believe if we go to our squads, we have 27 promotion points, and so we may be able to level up one of our people. And then we've also got what looks like a buff on Jane Darby. Determined. Trigger enemies killed. So because we killed a bunch of enemies with her, she's now determined. This character is determined to pull through any challenges put in front of them. They have their discipline increased by 15%. That's huge. That makes her much less likely to panic. That's big. As far as people go, she's kind of the one kicking butt. So I think I'm just going to level her up, even though it costs me the most. But I think this is what I want to do. Ooh, we got tier 1. We got a whole bunch of stuff. All right, we're getting into this. We've already got high value targets. Athletic. Okay, so this section is going to take a little while, I think. It is highly advisable to attend school athletic functions such as wrestling matches, track meets, and Hobbs ball exhibitions. Not only will you find persons of strong athletic stock, but these moments of vigor and venture will naturally increase said person's testosterone while exhausting their impulse control, making them excellent candidates for approach and recruitment. There's so much to unpack there. Wow, I got no idea how to process that. But it gives us -2 AP movement cost per tile and -50% AP cost to deploy and stand up. And that one was 20 in the last mission. So if I want her to be deploying a bunch and moving around, this is really good. Solid grouping. Boot camp kill hats spark a lot of orders. Move in, now move out, hands up, now hands down, back up, back up. On the range, though, it is simple. Keep shooting, 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 shooting. Plus 10 accuracy for each consecutive attack against the same target. The bonus can stack between rounds, but will reset upon attacking a different target. Caps at 4. This is the type of ability that I generally give to bad characters that I don't want for very long. This ability seems really cool. You get plus 10 accuracy. That's a lot of accuracy each time you shoot the same target, but it requires you to keep firing at the same target, which means you're also kind of assuming that like what you're shooting at won't die or run away fairly quickly, and I don't want that for my late game soldier. I want my late game soldier to, I don't want to have to shoot 4 times at the same target. That sounds terrible. So I don't think I'm going to be picking that one. You can see it costs 20 to promote, so we're only going to get 1. New tricks for dogs of all ages. Nice and simple. +3 growth potential. Yeah, so this is how quickly she gains stats. This is really interesting because I'm already using her a lot, and it seems like getting more raw stats can be pretty good. I'm not sure how quickly things are base. I don't have enough knowledge of this game yet, so this one's a bit of a toss-up. Scout. Target acquisition and identification are key components to any battle. Your average soldier might require hours of communication to make these determinations. An experienced scout, however, can make them in a matter of seconds. As Marines, we are not looking for average. +2 view range and +1 detection. So this is great just if I wanted her to be the one out front running. But I don't really. She's kind of my main shooting person, and I would like her to not be the one out front. Covert Ops. The TCR Marines paid billions of credits in training and camouflage technology to mirror the tactics of a briefly frightened chameleon. But it was worth it. Flat +2 concealment. That's honestly pretty interesting, especially for a character who's pretty squishy. Being harder to see than her teammates means that for especially initial engagements, if we get attacked, ambushed, shot at something from long range, she is less likely to be shot. So far, I'm really tempted by athletic because the boost from being deployed to accuracy is pretty good, and having her be harder to hit in return seems pretty good. So we're gonna go with that, give more flexibility to her, let her move around better. And I don't want to spend too much time thinking. We're in the start of the game. We don't have enough knowledge to make ideal decisions. So we're going to go with what seems good.
Service is always an act of valor.
All right, then we get a bunch of extra things open, but we don't have enough promotion points left. And for the rest of you, yeah, 14 is what it's going to cost. We can see that there's a lot of overlap. 4 of these are the same for Lim as they were for Darby. But we've got one of these. Marines capable of maintaining accurate fire between stop and start quick moves should be recommended to the Astral Assault School. Minus 10 AP for next standard attack after moving. This is really, really cool. And this fits the idea I had for just kind of throwing him in. And especially with his reduced cost for promotion, I think it'd be really cool going forward to give him new tricks, athletic, running gun, make him level up quickly as far as stats go, and make him incredibly mobile. So he's probably what we're going to focus on next. And then it seems like all 4 of these are consistent across them. Their starting ability is unique, and they have a unique option. Standby, not advisable for chess. Standby will force the enemy to act next. The waiting unit can then act again later. Interesting. That has a lot of... Being able to change when in the turn you go is incredibly interesting. Has a lot of potential in games like this. So no like raw stats from this, but being able to force the enemy to go sooner can be incredibly powerful. I'll go into that more if I do end up taking this, but because I share promotions across all people, I don't know when Pike's gonna get his upgrade. Oh, yeah, and then you've got quite a few different things. Expert pilot. If one wishes to secure the K kill, one must learn the K turn. I'm not sure what the K is in this context. If you do know, let me know. For vehicular hardware, minus 5 AP cost for turning and reversing for mechs and walker. Ooh, minus 4 AP move cost per tile. I like mechs and walkers as an idea. Right now we're on vehicular hardware. Tank Buster. A monkey using a rocket to crack open a walnut is not at all that different from a soldier using a bomb to bust open a tank. Of course, legally speaking, we're not supposed to eat what we find inside a tank. This just makes her 25% damage and armor penetration against vehicles. This makes her very good against other vehicles. Haven't seen any yet, so not a huge thing. Roadkill. I'm interested in this. Deliberately running over enemy combatants is generally frowned upon. However, the muscles required for an institution and society to frown at the pilot is greatly outpaced by the speed at which said pilot can put the pedal to the metal. Run over attacks do double damage and hit more enemy elements. This is if I swap her to having like an anti-tank weapon. Roadkill still allows her to drive through infantry squads, as horrifying as that sounds. And for the black market, we had, what, 45? 55 money from last time? Is there anything over here that jumps out to me for that price? No, we're going back in it with the same thing we had before. Awesome. Contain migration. Let's plan this. Alright, yes, we have our defense point. Time of day. During the day, clear weather. Awesome. We just have to hold and not get people killed. I don't have to think that hard. We got 4 entities starting up in the top. Right now we've got everyone here. You notice, unlike last time, we've got minus 15 over here because we promoted Jane Darby by 1. And that adds an extra 15 cost. So somewhere I'm going to have to cut costs in order to make this work. Given that I want to use Lim more, and I'm curious about something. Last time I was using a lot of taking command for Pike. And so I'm curious about if I can send him in with the minimum number of squaddies and instead buff my other squads to have more people. That's going to put me over the top for Lim, unfortunately. So it looks like we can't quite get as close as we want. But this will probably be interesting. I'm very curious to see how it goes. As far as this setup goes, we got a lot of enemies up top. I want Rewa to start as close to them as possible. She's highly mobile and has a very powerful weapon. Being able to open up shots right off the bat and let me know what I'm working with and then retreat back to the defense point is really interesting to me. Pike I want nice and safe because he's basically all by himself and is very liable to just being shot. He is not by himself. There. Oh, nope. I can only bring him if he's got 2 people. Okay. Add to mission. And then I gotta put you back there. Perfect. And then we can deploy anywhere in here, and so I like the idea of having you guys be up in cover and ready to fight this. I'm actually going to put Lim more over here to support Rewa, and he's already my close combat specialist. Unfortunately, this would put me 1 over, so we're just going to have to get in here with a little bit less than we did last time and hope that Darby being more mobile helps make up for it. All right, mission time.
Coordinates loaded and specced. Hardware ready to operate at maximum kill potential.
Ah, so we can see the different star costs. So it is always 5 stars, but winning with no casualties is worth 2 stars now. Awesome. We just have to stop them from entering. So this is our defense point. It's bloody huge, might. All right. And then if I pan over, we can see Lim out here. We can't see anything. And that's probably for the best. We're going to scroll out so we can get a big view. There's Rewa. Interestingly enough, I need to find out if there's a way to orient her in deployment because as you can see in the bottom right, she's got 125 armor on the front, but only 110 on the sides and 90 on the rear. So facing whatever's shooting at her is much better. And so being able to orient her on deployment would be super cool.
Sir, orders.
Eyes open.
And then Darby's way out here. We don't see anything yet. And so I think I just want to get Pike a little bit farther forward and get him deployed. Because it's just him and a couple of guys. They're hanging out. They're just going to sit on the point and hopefully just spam there taking command and not get shot at.
What?
I really want enemies to move towards me, and I don't want to... I'd love to be able to delay my turns. This is where delaying your turn would be really good, because maybe they would move into range and I'd get to do something with that. I kind of want to move him behind this nice full cover, but there's nowhere to retreat to, and at least right now we have some cover to run back and we have a little bit of distance.
Eyes open.
You way over here from the deployment screen, you have the farthest enemies, so I'm just going to here. You can see we're all nicely in cover. I'm just going to deploy you, and you're just going to hang out here.
What?
We're still waiting for enemies. If I move Rewa up to here, she can still shoot afterwards. And so if we see anything, she can take some shots at it. But this just gives us a little bit more room to see. We can't, so I'm going to move back 1 tile and then try and orient her. She's going to stay oriented. That's sick. Yeah, okay, so we can just reverse. Awesome! And then she's still facing the direction in case anything pops out. It looks like we've had 3 turns, they've had 3 turns, and that's a little bit less, so I'm guessing 4 is halfway. There's probably 8 enemies. You can't see anything, and I was talking about I want to be able to follow you back. Following you back to here is 81, unfortunately, which means that if I deploy, he won't be able to make it back there in a single turn. Which does make this very high cover even more appealing, but I think for right now, because we can't see anything and we have Rewa right here, we are just going to deploy and hang out and let them come to us. Here they are. We know these guys. Alright, so we got these guys. These are the alien spiderlings. The small white-green spiderlings. Yeah. I don't see any green on that, but that's probably because they're covered in snow. From what I remember, these things only had a melee attack, so I'm not too worried about them. But I can also just dump a couple of shots already. Yeah, and she's got such good accuracy at 92, even at decently long range. I think this is just going to rip through them.
Sights are sharp.
Yeah, that did about half their health. I'm just going to double fire. Yeah, and they're now fleeing, so maybe they come back, but with 2 health, I don't see that happening, so good start. Oh, yeah, okay. So there's just going to be waves of these guys. Are you in range to hit her with this? I see the range on this ability. What does it say? Within 6 tiles. Alright, so you're going to need to get way closer to her. So you're going to have to undeploy. And unfortunately, that's all I can get you. So we're going to get you going. So 6 tiles. Oh, there he goes.
What?
Alright, a note. In the last patch, they added the ability to turn off auto end turn, which I think is going to be great. It just happened a little bit ago, and I forgot that I hadn't changed that. These spiderlings seem to have more health. Yeah, instead of 6, there's 9, so they actually have a full squad here. I think the red box around them is their melee attack range. For the 6 tiles, if we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think if he stands right there, he can buff her without having to be in like the danger zone.
What?
Over here, we don't see anything. And right now we've got hostiles in view, and so
Orders.
What?
we're just gonna have her start moving. Hopefully we can be in range. I don't think her gun is long enough. Yeah, no. So we're just gonna keep going because sitting here waiting is
Acknowledged.
perfectly fine if we don't know where any of them are, but we have sight on one, and I'd like to have her close enough to respond. Well, she's close now.
Visual
Hello.
acquired.
How time?
They are out of range for you. I believe. Oh, I can't preview how much it costs to move, but yeah, I don't think staying deployed is worth it if we can move here to get a shot. Yeah, but now we can deploy and still get a shot off. This, yeah, see, the accuracy is only medium because it's at maximum range, but I still think it's worth putting some lead down range. From what I've seen so far, our carbines rip through these guys pretty hard, so I'd expect, what, 2 or 3 of them to go down? I was so wrong. Okay, so we did damage, which is 5 damage. Okay, yeah, the damage fall off was immense. That's a big boy. Okay, he looks scary. That's what the heavy gun's for. Yeah, and then we got a smaller squad over here. And pike. Alright, so the way the turn order works in this game, if you have 1 point of pressure, you can always activate that soldier first. But because we have a bunch of different points of pressure, I'm gonna have to respond to them differently. I don't think that Rewa is not Rewa. So bad
Eyes
with
open.
names. Darby is in danger. And Rewa has the ability to immediately open fire. I want to see what this is, because this is a big guy. Blaster bug. The so-called blaster bug developed the ability to spit a highly reactive chemical mix over long distances that explodes on impact. It can effectively damage or even destroy vehicles, so take care when approaching with any armored unit. You can see it's got chitin plates and razor claw like the previous melee enemies we saw last time. It's also got xenoglands. Interestingly enough, those seem to be the same weapons they all have, so there's probably different versions of it. This we don't want to shoot though. That's going to be a problem. So I'm really curious to see how effective it is. She's going to have, this attack has low accuracy, which is a little bit rough, because of the cover it's behind. So if we want to get around that, we'd have to move to here. but that costs us an entire attack. So we're gonna have to make some choices around that. It's heavily armored and has a lot of health. So if we don't if we don't shoot it with the tank, I'm not sure what's taking this out aside from a lot of gunfire. These are alien stingers. These are the ranged ones that shoot little acid blasts. I'm not super worried about them because there's only 6 and I'm deployed and in cover. But yeah, if we look at this attack, medium armor penetration, not good vibes.
Orders? Want.
So right now with Roa, I want to avoid being in range of this thing, or I want to kill it. And the problem is there's not a great way to get into a better position with regards to cover. And the spiderlings are likely to jump all over us. And so my choices are basically I can just run away and hope that my other characters can cover for her. Interestingly enough, it looks like you are actually still damaged. Oh, I didn't see that. I did not realize the health was for her and not the vehicle. Uh-oh. Alright, so she's already hurt, so letting this thing take shots at her is quite dangerous. But I'm not really sure if we can prevent that. When we look at this, our ideal range is is at 4 tiles, and so we can't quite get out to there. Yeah, see, the turning is going to be a problem, but I don't think that will stop it. I don't think we can get out of range of it, and given the type of mission we're in, I think I just need to get in there and take some shots at it. So we're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully it dies in one salvo, but not the most confident. Let's see. Oh, what a disaster. Alright. Alright. I think Roa's about to take a lot of damage. Oh! Oh, that did not look good. Sir. Medium weapon system damaged. Yeah, I think our gun might have been disabled by that. Awesome. Incredible. Love that. Alright, so with Pikes taking command, we can let
Orders?
Darby act a second time. So right now, I think we're just, well, getting up to 150 doesn't actually allow us to shoot another time. And so I'd rather just take the shots now and use the last shot later. Yeah, she still absolutely destroys these. Yeah, she just flattened them. Awesome. These guys are sitting, but yeah. So our suppression's going up a little bit, but I don't think they're a huge danger to him. Speaking of, this is way not, yeah, medium accuracy, medium armor penetration. I think we just have to take shots back at these guys and try and light them up, take them out. Yes, we've got less people and less good accuracy, so he doesn't do as well, but you can see we got a couple of models off them, and hopefully the second and they're fleeing. Awesome. So they might come back with one guy, but that solves most of the problems. And because all the combat danger really is over on the right, I'm gonna stand him up so that I can move him around next turn. These guys look like they're just blitzing our defense point, which is fair. They are in range, and we lose nothing for just taking a few pot shots at them. So, well, problem is she's so far away, but I think it's still important to get her back at play. So we're gonna take some pot shots.
Engage.
Yeah, that went about as well as we thought it would. And move him. Crud. Okay. That's a big mistake. Dang. Alright, that might cost me. We will see. It's the end of his turn. Oh, hello, boys. Those are the enemy. Those are the melee units we were dealing with last time.
Orders.
Orders.
All right, so Rewa's got to move because she's very hurt. What does this debuff do? Weapon systems have been jammed, giving them a 20% chance to jam. The damage given a chance to jam. Each use will increase the chance by another 20%. Oh man. But if we don't open up on this thing, it's just going to shoot her again, and it might just destroy her. And that would be a disaster. So I think in this instance, yeah, we don't have a way to back up and get a shot, so we're going to have to take a little bit of Hail Mary here. Alright, that's pretty good. Come on, don't jam, don't jam. We need this. Oh! Awesome. Man, I'm going to move closer, because for a lot of weapons, you can see the accuracy is actually lower at close range, so hopefully this saves her, but she might just die here. Oh, there's that close range. It's now wavering.
Sir.
So being near a heavy armor unit is not making it happy. So that's really good. Rewa has survived another turn. Absolutely awesome. These guys are going to be a problem, and I need to get you in range. Yeah, and you've got piddly as far as your shots go. But we did give her the ability to move really fast. So looks like we're going to be standing her up and running her back. Can I get you just all the way back here? Yeah, we're just going to be hot-footing it, because I need to stop these things if they run for the objective. I don't think I'm going to be able to stop them, but we'll see. Yeah, they're just blitzing it. Okay. I have slightly overestimated my ability to stop enemies getting in here. You thankfully have got 100 points, and we can deal with these young alien warriors. Yeah, these are the ones with the scary blades. I'm going to deploy, and I could take shots at this, given that it's already wavering, and these are out of range. And actually, I'm going to give it a try, see if I can make it flip. It does not seem to care. Yeah, okay, so even just being shot at, the alien bugs don't seem to get suppressed like my units do, and that piddly amount of damage didn't make it panic at all. So, not going great. That we don't care about. That's light weapon fire on a tank. Well, it's not a tank, it's an APC.
Who, sir?
Alright.
Ready on my signal.
Give her some AP. And shuffle this way. Maybe we can get some vision on it. No. Here come the alien warriors. They're gonna be a problem.
Let's do this.
I think we're about to lose some squaddies. Yeah, you are not in range of that, so we're stuck just having to run you back to get into range of these. Yeah, because they're capturing. That's running away. That's awesome. It's not going as well as the first mission did. We lost a little bit of points on the objective, but we didn't lose one of our stars, so hopefully being able to kill that will help. I'm gonna have to just go with Rewa again and try and survive the jams, because he is not good against those, and one more shot, as I said before, probably takes her out. So we're still rolling these 20s. Oh, let's go.
Keep it up, Marine.
That's what we needed. And then we take a shot at this thing, because yeah, you can see they have quite a bit of armor, but not enough for this big gun. So hopefully this kills one of them. If it kills both, I will be the most happy camper. Oh, okay. So it did not kill one, and we actually suppressed our own unit. And I think we just killed Barbara, yeah. With the bullet spray. Okay. And now the warriors are probably about to kill 2 more. Oh, yep. Hey, we got a miss?
Sir. Still under heavy fire.
Alright, conditions suppressed. Can I see what that does? Suppression. Here we go. Suppression represents a unit's performance degrading both physically and mentally due to being attacked, whether directly or indirectly. Yeah, so the indirect attack, I wasn't actually aiming for him, but he was in the line of fire, and so we actually killed one of our own units. The unit is harder to suppress the more discipline it has. As the unit accumulates suppression, it can be either unaffected, suppressed, or pinned down. A suppressed unit is forced to deploy for increased defense and has its accuracy reduced by 50% and its AP reduced by 30. Wow, that is a bad debuff. A pinned down unit is forced to lie down for increased defense, cannot act, its vision reduced by 50%. Suppression is reduced by 1 level at the end of each turn. Some units, like machines, are immune to suppression altogether. Yeah, so the aliens don't seem to be suppressed. And because he's suppressed, we actually don't get to shoot twice this turn. And we got forced to deploy. I think we deployed already, so it's not a huge loss, but trying to get up and walk away from these things just isn't going to work. We're stuck trying to take some shots at them with... Oh boy. Let's see how it goes. Alright, one of them down is huge. But yeah, 2 squaddies out for bad plays is not what I like. Not what I like to see. Yeah, these guys are going to shoot at my APC. I don't care. Yeah, she's fine. Alright, Darby. Can you take this terrible situation and make it plausible? Okay, I need 90 AP left to take 2 shots. That is too far, but I can move you there. Going to deploy you for extra accuracy, and we are going to rip these things in half. Yes, you can see they flash red and don't die. It's because they aren't killed by a single shot. That was not as much damage as I wanted it to do. Okay, it's fleeing. Hopefully, it will run out of the zone, and I won't lose my my stars.
Who, sir?
And honestly, we're just gonna slap you with taking command, and we're gonna keep moving him a little bit closer. That actually gives me like an effective additional turn.
Let's do this.
But it is going to be spent killing. Killing a fleeing unit, not killing a fleeing unit. Right, it should run away. Oh my god, it's gonna flee farther in.
Sure.
That's... I'm not sure what happened there, because it seems like it just like left the map, maybe? We'll check in later. I do need to have Rewa go first so that she can... Well, the problem is if I try and shoot at this thing, there's a high chance that I hit my own guys. And so... Do I need to, like... What is the cost to rotate that way? So I could rotate and then move here, but that doesn't really help. I could try and get over here. We're gonna try and go here so that the spray doesn't hit my own guys. We're gonna try and do that. And we got that 20%. That's awesome. And he's gonna... Oh... Language. Limb? Servant language, though. Yeah, he's just getting hammered. I'm gonna move you this way to try and see if it is still around. Alright, so that's what looks like, I mean, where's the... Up here, it looks like we're still losing stuff. I don't see any enemy. Did I... Oh no, did an enemy sneak in over here? Oh, I may have messed up really badly. That may be what's going on. These guys are showing up to say hi, be helpful. We're gonna flatten them.
Keep them landing.
No, we're not. We're going to tickle. And you're all set up to be able to deploy and move. Yeah, so it was 16 AP to move that one tile, and the ability gave it a -2, so it's not a huge effect for movement, but over long distances, I think it'll help.
About time.
You're not suppressed anymore, which is huge, which means I do actually get to fire twice at this. and my accuracy isn't as bad. Hopefully we can kill it. Nice. Okay, that's really big. He's gonna hide out over here because I've already lost 3 squaddies.
Sir.
I do, in fact, definitely have a baddie
Orders?
in the corner ruining my day, don't I?
Take that out right now!
He's gotta be...
Moving to cover.
Where? Is it like nestled in here? Oh man. Oh.
Heads down.
Okay, they're fine. They're fine. We're gonna run these over because I don't want our weapon to jam. You need to get closer so you can buff her. I think that's in range. Yeah. We are playing this a little fast and loose, so we've had a couple of oopsies that were unnecessary. Oh god, okay. Run them down, Roa. So there's been made a couple of mistakes that I am not proud of. But man, like, what is this? This is the coolest ability ever. I need to give her the roadkill ability because, like, look at that. That's so satisfying. And then I want you to face the direction I want you moving.
Orders?
And then I want to move you as late as possible because I think there might be an enemy around that corner. I'm going to run you back because you're all kinds of hurt. Oh, our 3 dead squaddies. What is it, a 15% chance per squaddie for them to come back? So they're all dead. That's just minus 3 squaddies. Good job. Good job. Yeah, he was hiding out in the back, the little rat.
Let's do this.
Alright, good thing we have 40 AP, and we can blast him.
That's it, Marines.
Awesome. So, I was confused earlier when he was fleeing, but I was still losing points. Fleeing enemies don't capture, which I am so happy about. That makes breaking enemies incredibly useful. Very, very pleased. Excellent thing to have in a game like this. Given they're fleeing, they're not like a high priority kill compared to this, and so we're gonna get to Rewa, and we're gonna see if we can get. We're at low accuracy on that, but we can move and still shoot twice. I really need to be able to shoot twice because I'm still got that 20% chance to jam. But the plus 12 accuracy should help with this a little bit. Yeah, so this is a bit of blind firing, but these bullets do so much damage that I think it's gonna still be something. See a lot of them miss, but yeah. They died on 1 or 2 bullets, and so just opening up on them with the APC is worth it. These guys are running away. Are they gonna leave the map, or are they gonna just leave? Let's go find out. It looks like we just lost sight of them. I have it to stop on move, but I'm gonna just move to here.
103rd heading to cover.
Yeah, okay, so they seem to have left the map, which is another good thing. It allows making enemies flee to actually be an effective way of removing them. So a little bit of an oopsies that made us fail 1 of the stars, but the 4 out of 5 is what we need for authority. So we're doing okay. I'm gonna deploy you because it's so cheap and just gives you some nice buffs.
Sir.
Darby's holding her own. I'm actually just gonna move you up and deploy you. Just have vision up the middle. We're so close to the end that I think we're probably going to be okay. And Lim, I just want you running home because there's only 4 of you now. Oh, can't believe I shot one of my own squaddies.
Sir.
Alright, now we hang out. Rewa's pretty hurt, and I just want to get her back towards the zone. At this point, combat is not necessary. We're not trying to stop anything from reaching it. We're just trying to turtle up and make sure nothing bad happens. That would be something bad happening. This guy's showing up. Unfortunately, you've got to stand up to get there. I can't. You can't move somewhere you can't see. So we gotta crawl up to get in there. Yeah, we can't take that shot because there's a building in the way, but we can move to here. And Again, we don't have enough for 2 shots, so we may as well deploy. And what? Oh, you can't fire around corners. That is unfortunate. Are we gonna be in range for your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No, we are not. Okay. Maybe the cover is too high. I guess we're gonna just move here and deploy.
Op 4 moving.
So we have the ability to shoot at it next turn. Oh, okay. Right as I do that, the rest come out of the woodwork. Yeah, games like these love to just
Orders?
hammer you when you're down. Those are melee, those are range, but I can get behind some cover here, so we're gonna just move them up. I would really hate to to lose this mission right at the end here, with this last hurrah of the baddies. You're still pretty useless, but I can give Relo some extra action points, and anything on these flying guys to stop them from just opening up on me next turn. I think that hit 1 bullet. Yeah, 1 damage. Awesome. I know I said anything, but
Okay.
could have been a better anything. This feels like it's gonna hit a bunch of building stuff, but I don't really have a better option. I'm really curious to see how this works. And we got a malfunction. Nice. Okay, so you have to go first. You've got enemies and friends just all over the place, and these things really need to die. Last time the alien dragonflies did some serious damage, and I'm worried about that. So hopefully, with her increased squad count, she can just rip them to pieces. Yeah, look at that, already fleeing. So we can swap to... we're going to shoot at the alien stingers, because I know they're in range, and I don't know if these guys have enough movement to move and attack me.
Scattering.
Yeah, nice. So that's huge. I want to find out if I can stand up, move, and deploy. I can't. But I want to be... I don't have a ton of things to worry about this. I want to be far away from that. So we are going to move 1 tile just to try and eke out that potential that it saves us for some damage. And they're going to just run for the objective. Oh.
Sir.
Like, I should have seen that coming. That is on me. But dang.
Orders?
What?
I don't like that they're doing that. Stop it. I can just move you to here and then give you 40 AP to waste them. So we're going to just do that. And again, I don't actually need to kill them. I just need to break their will. I am enjoying the fact that we do have a lot of squadrons being wiped out, but the morale mechanic is playing a large role. I hope that as we continue, we'll have a bit of, like, if bad things happen to one of my squads, the others are a little bit affected, probably based on proximity. That'd be really interesting. On one hand, that can add a lot of realism where you panic more when your friends are getting blown to pieces. But on the other hand, it can make for some really bad cascading failures. XCOM and, to be fair, Battle Brothers are both infamous for this. You can have the resolve of your units break and have a battle go from teetering on the edge to everyone's panicking and running. Speaking of panicking and running, there he goes. You, I can give AP to you, and again, he might just be a little bit of hot shots. It seems like that enemy also left. So enemies that I make flee that just have few enough models left seem to just leave the map, which I really enjoy. It means I don't actually have to kill things, I just have to break their will. Oh man, you, Pike, I know that I did this to you, but oh boy, I don't know if this was the right choice.
What?
This is the right choice. Oh! Yep. Thank you for that. I deserved that. I was overconfident. Alright, he's running away. That's awesome. I just need Lim to get in range to shoot next turn, though he's not doing much better than Pike. Seems like your squad's taking a lot of casualties, making them do less makes sense.
Good job, Marines.
Oh!
Let's take it home.
Oh, very nice. Okay. At this point, I have the option to leave the mission, but I would like to try and rustle up a little bit of... I'm not sure if we get bonus XP, loot, anything like that from killing more enemies, and I can do this with no risk to myself, so... Wow, that was brutally unimpressive. Wow, Rewa, that kind of sucked. I don't want to let this thing move and attack me, and so we're going to leave the mission now. Alright, we got our alien eggs. A few intact alien eggs. The right person will give a lot to get their hands on this. 40 trade value is so high. That is... Everything else we had was like 10 and 15. Looks like we got a 25 here, but oh boy. Yeah, so there's our alien goods. We got 4 out of 5 because I done goofed on the 90%, but yeah, 27 promotion points again. And we got a whole bunch more of those xenoglands, one more of the chitin, and a razor claw, a well-preserved razor claw. These claws are highly valued as trophies among hunters and collectors. So this is a lot of money. That's like 75, oh no, math, 90. So pretty solid, actually. And look at our stats. Yeah, Rewa took a bunch of damage. I gotta figure out how to heal her. I'm being a little bit... Oh my god! Lifeless got rescued. Alright, so I only lost 2 squaddies. I actually landed one of the 15%. You can see here that I am slightly favoring Darby. You can also see these carbines are really struggling against the armor. They are not doing good health to armor damage ratio. I don't know exactly how the stats work in this game yet, but oh boy, I would want that. She is euphoric.
The mission is in perfect order.
Gaining 2 positive emotional states in a row, this character is now euphoric, which greatly increases their combat effectiveness, plus 10% accuracy, discipline, morale, and damage reduction. Oh my god. Okay, so we keep the ball rolling. That's sick. It does look like Lim, yeah, frustrated.
Stop playing with these weight battles and
Received friendly fire.
and with Marines.
Yeah, being frustrated severely reduces the character's combat effectiveness, minus 10% discipline and accuracy. Yeah, that's on me. So he's going to be kind of useless for a while. So my dreams of rapidly leveling him up into a super soldier might be a little bit stymied. Goodbye. Thanks for joining me in the bog. I'm Willow, and if you enjoyed having me as your guide, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Menace and many other journeys to come.